this Sunday was the Royal Rumble. Tagline that kept throwing in our head was "Remember the Rumble, remember the Rumble." What's funny is, side note, me and me picking up on things. They said, "Oh, it's the 30th anniversary of the Royal Rumble," but it's funny because if you noticed on Raw, on the commercial for the Royal Rumble for 2018 in Philly, they said it's the 30th anniversary of the Rumble. So which one is it? Was it this year's Rumble in Texas that was the 30th anniversary, or is it next year's in Philly?
Well, according to the way they presented the Rumble this year, as I was watching it, it was supposed to be this one. So I'm thinking one of two things happened. One, somebody in the back super botched while they were writing the script for Texas. Or two, somebody super, super botched when they put everything together for this year, but then they were like, oh, well, it's too late now. We might as well just roll with it. And, of course, because it's Vince McMahon, who's going to question it?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, a lot of people could question. You got Kevin Dunn, you got Michael Hayes.
Oh, come on. Kevin Dunn, the guy who's in the back pressing buttons as we speak, making it sound like Roman Reigns gets parade every night. Come on. Yeah, good old Kevin Dunn. And, of course, Linda, she's a part of the official cabinet with Trump. So, they can all question good old Vinnie Mac. But the Royal Rumble happened on Sunday. And I did this calculation from now NXT is tomorrow, right? Right, guys? It's Wednesday. Yep.
And how long is a regular NXT show? Is that an hour or 2 hours?
An hour.
Oh, okay, that's all. So when you combine the time of the Rumble and the pregame show, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, plus 205 Live, and NXT, you have equivalated to 13 hours of wrestling from WWE.
So I want to say that's impressive, but I'm not sure.
You got the 2-hour pre-show on Sunday. The Rumble was about 4 hours. You got 3-hour Raw. You got 2-hour SmackDown. You got the hour 205 Live after SmackDown. And then you got the hour NXT. Now, granted, it could be a good thing, but the problem is that there's oversaturation with the product. That can also, too much anything could damage the product. And, granted, back in the 90s or so, we couldn't get enough of it. Nowadays, because of the product and how things are, sometimes less is better, sometimes less is more. So we're not going to go match by match just yet. We'll just cover some key topics. Pre-show happens. Nia Jax dominates Sasha Banks as she should. They keep bringing Nia Jax in as the big monster heel in the women division. You have Anderson and Gallows defeating Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag titles, which finally Anderson and Gallows deserve it. They win the titles, of course. Sheamus and Cesaro, of course, they get their rematch. I thought that was pretty well. So starting off, Toph real quick, your thoughts of Nia Jax destroying Sasha Banks and Anderson and Gallows winning the tag titles?
I don't care about the tag titles. And, Nia pretty much squashed Sasha. That was a squash. I remember when that match started, I was like, cool, it'll probably go like 10 minutes or something. I left the room, fixed something. By the time I came back, they were already going home. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she just hit her with a Samoan drop, and it was over. I don't have the schematics in front of me, but I think that match was like 5 or 6 minutes. That was a squash. So, yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Well, you got to build Nia Jax as the monster heel. They don't have but so many people to work with, and since Sasha Banks is probably the second, as far as the tier ranking, as far as the women division, all WWE, she's about second in line behind Charlotte. That's a good way to get her some heat and to kind of put her over. Because not to be funny, nobody really cares about Bayley. She's not on that level just yet. She's still green and still, getting to that level. So, sir, your thoughts of Nia Jax squashing Sasha and Anderson and Gallows winning the tag titles?
Okay. So, all right, I'll start with Nia and Sasha.
All right. Serg, are you there? Do apologize. I think we're dealing with some technical difficulties. On Serg was there. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Okay, yeah, Serg's call they dropped, so he'll call back in. Ever since your queen, follow up. Your thoughts of Nia Jax squashing Sasha and Anderson the Gallows winning the tag belts. Ever since your queen there. Not sure, but Serg is back. Go ahead, Serg. Sorry, your call dropped. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm on the road right now, people. But yeah, I was saying, over at Source U, it's no secret that we are huge fans of Sasha Banks. Mostly because she's a nerd. She's a huge nerd. And she just married one of fighting, well, I should say it the way it should be said, FGC's, one of FGC's finest, which is Justin Long. Like, they're married, which is awesome. But as far as what Sasha can do in the ring, she's freaking amazing. However, Nia Jax coming in, since she's been in, they haven't really done much with her. So her and Sasha having a program together, not a bad idea. Her and Sasha having a squash match, not a bad idea if this was on Raw. But this is a pay-per-view. I feel like you could have at least gave them a regular 10-minute match at least, where Sasha would have looked a little bit better. But I'm assuming, because I didn't even get to see the squash match, I literally was doing something and it was over already. Sad face. But I'm assuming it probably went something like this. Sasha came in. She probably started off with some quick offense, got her knee taken out, kicked out a couple times. Nia flattened her, and then stepped on her for the pin. That sound about right?
Yeah, it's about that.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I don't mind it too much, though, just because they were already playing the whole Sasha has a bad knee. They'll probably play off of that a little bit more, where she'll just be like, well, I wasn't at 100% sort of whole deal. They'll have another program. Nia will probably still win out, but it'll probably make Sasha look a little bit better in the process. And if they don't, then that means they literally were just like, well, Sasha, sorry, but you got to take this one. So we'll see where that goes. But the smart thing would be to actually continue that program a little bit, just so you can have an unstoppable heel without question. Because if you do the whole entire, she beat her when she had a bad knee, I bet you she could have beat her if she had both her legs well and good and was 100% and didn't break her neck from doing backflips and stuff, doing those weird bumps that she always does. I love Sasha Banks. Golly, she doesn't scare me when she takes bumps.
Yeah, she does. Your thoughts on the tag titles?
First of all, I feel like this was a long time coming, and that this should have been done on at least 4 different occasions. Anderson and Gallows get the titles. 4 different ones. But I got it. They wanted to play out, New Day beating the record of Demolition, which is fine. Those 3 worked super hard. They earned that. I'll give them that. They've earned that. However, why they had to lose to Sheamus and Cesaro the first time in the first place is beyond.
The thing is, New Day ran its course. They defeated, they beat Demolition's record, and Sheamus and Cesaro was the most over team. He was getting a lot of steam, and it got to the point New Day didn't need the titles. I mean, they one of the hottest things in WWE today, top 3, 4 in as far as merchandise. So New Day don't need the titles. They still going to sell regardless of that. Why not give it to Sheamus and Cesaro? And Anderson and Gallows, like it's a long time coming, they needed to win the titles to solidify. Because remember, when they first came in, they were booked as being these monster beat-em-up tag teams like they were in New Japan. Next thing you know, they making them all soft, doing all these jokes about what was it, Soph? The jokes they were doing with the
the retirement agency and the doctor.
The retirement agency. Right, so it kind of became an afterthought. Like, are these guys really legit? So having them beat Sheamus and Cesaro, who are legit, tough, built as a tough tag team, why not? I actually like it.
Okay. So
let me
I don't mind that aspect. But if the whole idea was to culminate to that being the whole thing, this is what I think should have happened. Give Sheamus and Cesaro, since, they needed this push, and having the titles would have solidified that push, let them run with the titles for a little bit longer. I mean, they've only had the titles for what, maybe a month? I find that a little bit preposterous. Now, give them a real run. Let them actually make it through a couple title defenses, and not just the initial title defense against New Day, because that's the only title defense they've actually had. Give them some actual title defenses under their belt before losing the title. It's the one thing that I've noticed WWE is making a huge habit of a lot. You get one or two good title defenses, and then after that, you're done. Your title reign is pretty much short-lived, which is probably worse than playing hot potato between titles.
Yeah, WWE.
Right, and I mean, at least with hot potato between titles, it can tell a good story, and it may actually bring a little bit more to the title than what you think. But, depending on who you're doing this with, because with the women's title, the story between Sasha and Charlotte, I actually liked it. It got to a point where they were like, no matter who wins, win or lose, there's no rematch for the title. This is it. Make it count. And then, of course, because Charlotte is the queen of pay-per-views, she won. So, there's that. But it still told a pretty brilliant story, and all their matches were beyond ridiculous. Sheamus and Cesaro, they were supposed to tell a story of two people who couldn't get along and then made it and was able to keep going the distance. But they didn't do that last half. They just were like, oh, we made it, we lost, and now we can't keep it together.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. I'm trying to get Afro says your queen. Can you hear us? Afro says your queen. Can you hear us? No, she's out at the store. Afro says your queen. All right, she probably can't hear us. Try the store. Okay. All right, she said she'll be back in a second. She's on the line, but she's in the nosy area. So, pregame show. Okay, Michaels comes out, talks, blah blah blah. Fine. Let's work backwards here, because I know we're gonna take a lot of time on the actual Rumble itself. Okay. No, let's go in order real quick. I know we're gonna take a lot more time on the Rumble to create the story. You have Charlotte, who now they're building now the storyline of her having this undefeated pay-per-view streak. She was 15-0 on pay-per-views. Goes against Bayley.
She's longer than that, actually. She's actually 17.
WWE acknowledged 15. So, on TV they say she's 15-0 on pay-per-view title defenses. Wherever that's true or not, it's WWE. Goes against Bayley, who, like you said, people. The women's division is the brand split. It's not really much work. Not much to work here. Bayley has a good character. She's selling merchandise. She's the hugger. She's the lover. Like the character. They have the match. I watched most of the match. I'm not saying most of it. I did watch the match, and as I predicted, told a good story. Charlotte won. There was a lot of spots I did enjoy. And having the way it is, you got to keep Charlotte on right now as the champion. She's the heel. She's the most over, especially Sasha now. She's, air quote, injured and give Sasha some time off. So I actually enjoyed the match. Toph, what was your thoughts of the women's match?
It was okay. Just a decent opening match. Charlotte went over. 50-50 booking. She loses the next night. same shit, different day.
You say she'll lose it the next night.
She lost the next night. 50-50 booking. Just typical WWE.
Yeah. That is true. So
Okay.
Real quick, Serge, your thoughts on the Charlotte and Bayley match?
I saw that match, and I kept comparing it in my head to the match she had in NXT, to a couple of those, especially the last match she had in NXT before Charlotte, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha all got bumped up to the main roster. That match that her and Charlotte had there, when she beat Charlotte out to go fight Sasha for the title, was much better than what they did at this pay-per-view, truthfully. Like, I know we're downplaying the fact that, she's supposed to be new to the roster, so she's new to WWE, but you keep forgetting that NXT is part of WWE, and if you watch the stuff that happens on NXT, a lot of the stuff on NXT is done a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, processed a lot better. It's just really weird that I can watch NXT and be like, this is a much better quality than the main roster shows. Why is that? And I keep remembering that Triple H is running NXT. It's funny. But the 50-50 booking thing, they need to stop that with Charlotte. It needs to be once and for all sort of thing, because if you keep doing this, it's going to start making her look a lot weaker.
Yeah, I agree with that, because between Charlotte winning the title the past few months and Sasha Banks and, the back and forth, I do agree with that. So after the women's match, go a little out of order. You have the cruiserweight match, which straight DLC, straight download. They did no promoting on this. It was on none of the posters. They did not. We need graphics. We need the fill time, downloadable. Have Rich Swann defend his cruiserweight title. Our boy from my hometown, Rich Swann, defeats cruiserweight championship against Neville as 12 calls on Highlander. I thought the match was good. I thought it told a great story. On other show I do, Pancakes and Power Stands with Chris Featherstone, we did allude to this a few weeks ago when Neville turned heel, is he had to, WWE should not let him do the Red Arrow because it's a flashy move, it's a face move, he's a heel. Have him use another move since he's a heel now. I loved the match. I thought the match was well done. It told a great story. I thought the fans got behind it because we all know how the cruiserweight matches on there where the fans are just dead unless it's a big spot. And it told a good story. Neville defeated him with the Rings of Saturn with the cross face. I enjoyed it. I wish the WWE would have put more behind it. And it's not really the cruiserweight's fault or why the cruiserweight division lately has been lacking. A lot of people hasn't been caring because WWE really hasn't been putting the engine behind it like they could. I thought for the match to be DLC, was really went really well, told a great story, and I was happy. Toph, your thoughts on the cruiserweight match with Highlander and Neville?
Yeah, I won't lie. I wasn't watching that match. I tuned out. Neville won. That's cool. So. Yeah,
and something that Neville has, which a lot of few of the cruiserweights don't now, is a character. That Neville has the King Neville thing, King of the Cruiserweights, and the Highlander. I actually like that. That's what WWE needed to do more with a lot of the cruiserweights, is give us a reason to why to invest in your character, give us a reason to care, instead of just dropping these guys in the ring saying, okay, do these flips and moves. It's like, well, who are you? What do you do? What's your background? What's your story? Sir, your thoughts?
All right. So first of all, let me tell you, I'm actually a pretty huge fan of Rick Swann. I still remember watching him when he was still jobbing back in the day.
Yeah, I do remember that too. Well, what did you think of the match itself, as far as Neville and their chemistry? Sorry, guys. Once again, sir, call did drop because he is out. He's en route for his driving, so he'll call right back. Okay, that is him again. Okay, sir, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, if that happens again, I might end up in a bigger dead spot than I expect to be. 95 is terrible with signal right now. I don't know what's been going on back here lately. But I was saying, I still remember watching him job, so it was super awesome back then to see what he's accomplished now. Pretty awesome. But this match, it didn't make him look weak. He came in, he put up a hell of a fight. Neville came in like the beast that Neville's always been, which is the one thing I had against WWE when they first put Neville on. After he left NXT, Neville was nothing but a straight jobber, and it wrecked me inside to watch him do that. Now Neville destroys people. That's pretty solid gold right there. And as far as your analysis of the Cruiserweight division, I actually full-heartedly agree. I mean, let's look at how they have this set up. First, the Cruiserweights were supposed to be specifically to Raw. And when they were specifically to Raw, they did zero with them. Then they were like, oh, we're going to do a show called 205 Live. Okay, the Cruiserweights get their own show. Cool. But it comes on after SmackDown. Oh, so you're going to have this come on after primetime TV watching hours are over. Interesting. Okay, well, maybe this will still work out. How long is the show? It's an hour. Really? So it's NXT Part 2. But because you put it on after SmackDown, it's not going to get any traction because Talking Smack comes on as well, and Talking Smack is just a little bit entertaining because it's happening directly after SmackDown. People are going to jump on that. You know what? This was a really bad marketing idea. Just terrible. How can anybody even try to care?
Wait, did you botch and say Talking Slap? Or something like a little something else?
No. You heard right, and it wasn't a botch. That was on purpose because that's literally how I feel about that show. Like, you watch Talking Smack, and literally every episode is like somebody walks on the set to either get slapped up or to try to throw shots at fucking Daniel Bryan and Renee Young. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let me see if Afro-Centric Queen is back. Afro-Centric Queen, are you back? Can you hear us?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, she's back. Yes, we've been trying to get Afro-Centric Queen for 3 times. No, she's all that giant.
Sorry.
Babe Mel was listening. You know, your have not sister, the lover of giants. Want to get your thoughts of we're talking about now Neville against Rich Swann at the Rumble. Did we lose her again? Yes, you lost her. I think Sarek has cursed ever since Sarek has been on the phone. All the calls are dropping. I'm not sure.
Really? Really? Oh, so it's my fault now, is it? Hey, I don't control the ionosphere, okay?
Yeah, I mean a black guy, right? 3 of us on here. It's not, you can't blame taking around.
Hey, that's wrong. I'm not black. I'm just really, really burnt toast.
Well, I thought it was Uncle Black. But, yeah, we won't be that long.
We can always flip the coin on that one.
Speaking of which, shout out to our brother Sagan, Etta Shagan, Darkness brother, who turned 30 a few days ago. So shout out to you, brother. Happy birthday to you.
Dude, did you see that cake?
Yes, he did. Everybody, our brother Etta Shagan had a WWE. I guess it was WWE Championship birthday cake. I guess it was in the form of the Universal title. It looked really, really cool.
Well, no,
Not
it was
sure
still the
what
WWE title because it still had the black background on it. So technically, it's WWE World Heavyweight title, but whatever. They both look the same.
I don't know what. No, somebody just inboxes. I don't know what flavor cake it was. If it was vanilla, marble, or chocolate, not sure. But we will ask him, and then we'll definitely let you know on the show. So, Cruiserweight out the way, DLC, just boom, happens. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship with Chris Jericho in the shark cage. Match was very high flying. Very high flying. It's funny, fan just tweeted us about Kalisto. So we'll get to your question in a second. I thought the match was good. I know people give Reigns hate, but Reigns and Owens does have good chemistry. I thought the match was very well done. Really enjoyed it. The ending did catch me off guard with Strowman coming in interfering, but the chair pyramid spot was different and unique. Superman punch with the brass knuckles. I thought this match delivered a lot. I didn't think this match would be bad, but a lot better than what I thought. So I was happy with it. I was happy. Toph, your thoughts?
I liked the match. I thought that it over-delivered. It's a match we've seen a few times, so going into it, it's just kind of like, eh. But I thought that the no disqualification stipulation made the match better. I think that Roman excels in that kind of environment, no DQ, street fight, hardcore, tag matches. That's the kind of environment that Roman is a lot better in. I like the stuff with Jericho. I like Strowman showing up. I like the fans chanting, "Thank you, Strowman." That was kind of silly, kind of like how Edge speared Cena through a table when he fought RVD at One Night Stand all those years ago. So it was a fun match. I enjoyed it, and I actually thought it was the match of the night.
Yeah, I'm with you, Toph, on that one. I know this contrary to popular belief. We'll get to that in a little bit later, but I thought that match was match of the night. I really enjoyed it. Advertising Queen, are you back with us legit?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I cut myself off trying to put my groceries away. I really apologize. Just having a hard time over here.
Like I said, shout out Big Mel. My honey was listening now. Who got me into shopping at Giant, or Giants, however you want to say it, or as the old people say, The Giant. So, shout out Giant's a great store. Anybody don't say, I'm sorry, Brother Tory, good old brother of ours who works at Safeway, please too darn high. Please don't shop at Safeway. And if you do, please call in at 347-677-1862 and tell us why you spend all that money shopping at Safeway. Or what used to be Mars.
Mama C shops at Safeway, so you won't get on her too?
Mama C can come on in the show. Tell her come on in the room. Come on in the chat room.
She's down there she's trying to fix food down there for my dad, so,
So good.
Yeah, but she shops at Safeway, because that was the closest, when we were living in the city, that was the closest store to us. But they still go to Giants. If she went to Harvest Fair, you go to Harvest Fair, you get all the good stuff over there.
Thank you, fan who sent me a DM. Shout out to Farm Fresh and Super Fresh. Yes.
Oh, no, wow, man.
From Chris.
From Chris the Dead.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, that was around when I was young. I used to me and my brother, we used to just, sit around there and he try to make his money trying to take the bags to the car, and I go around there because they had the good food up there where you can go and get you some breakfast and, all that other good stuff.
Remember back in the day when people were friendly like that? You can't do stuff like that no more. You sit there and try to help the person, they hit you over the head with a shillelagh and walk away.
Right. Right. You sure can't. They will sure enough, knock you out now. Put a gun to your face tonight. Don't say anything nice to anybody no more. That don't work.
And like I said, fans, as we're talking about the Rumble, of course, knowing us, we are talking about other topics in between. So if you want to call us or DM us, text us, tweet us, let us know about your favorite store to shop, your favorite grocery store. Of course, hit us up at tech_UTMR on Twitter. Hit up Toph at Toph Knows Best on Twitter. Absent your Queen. Tell them how to hit you up on Twitter.
You can hit me up on Twitter at Butterfly206. That's BUTTAFLI206.
Yes. Or like I say, DM us, hit us up, text us on Facebook. Let us know your favorite places to shop or grocery stores. And my homeboy Melvin just inboxed me. He said, shout out to the Black Baptist Choir singing during the Stop, Shop, and Save commercials.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my gosh, I forgot all about that.
Yes.
Rip, Stop, Shop,
remember
and
that.
Save.
That was a place that you can go around, and that's where I used to go when I was working for the church. Go around there and get you some breakfast, get you some grits and the meats, and go back around there for lunch. And man, they be hooking you up over there. But it's just certain stuff that you can't find in that store.
Wait, didn't every black church in Baltimore City or Shop and Stop, Shop and Save? Just about.
Yes.
I thought so.
You're correct on that one, Tech.
If you're Catholic or Lutheran, you didn't Stop, Shop and Save.
And they still, I believe they still have one. I know the one on Harford Road is gone. It's been shut down. So I think it's one. I'm not sure if the one over on Pennsylvania Avenue is still open or not. That's the one I used to go to.
Yes, that is true. Okay, so with that being said, to go back to your Queen.
So we keep getting off of track.
As we hold on, guys. So we're done with some feedback. Toph, let us know why you thought Reigns and Owens was the match of the night before we get to AJ and Cena.
That was just a fun match. It was fun, just a lot of brawling. The chairs, the tables, Jericho dropping the brass knucks from the cage, Strowman interfering. It was just a fun match. It was just fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's true. I definitely do agree with that. So, then comes Cena. Cena against AJ. This match is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I thought the match was very good. I've seen better between Cena and AJ. I do like how they implied angry Cena. He was very frustrated. He was very angry. I thought the match was good. So, was it their best match? No, I thought it was a very good match. Have I seen Cena and AJ do better? Have I seen that better matches between the two? In my opinion, yes. But like I said, this match wasn't boring at all. Winner Cena winning the title for the 16th time, tying Ric Flair's record, which I will get to in a second. Fan just sent a great point out about that as well. So, sir, thoughts real quick of, and we're going to do this quick because after this we'll get to the Bleach Report, then we'll pick back up about the Rumble. Your thoughts of AJ Styles, our good old buddy, versus John Cena at the Rumble.
I have mixed feelings about this match. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, we all know that any given day and time that AJ Styles should never lose to John Cena. Now, with that being said, I will say that in this match, Cena actually looked really good in the ring for something I have not been able to say about John Cena in a long time. He actually looked like he knew how to wrestle again. It was brilliant. AJ made all that stuff look super legit. It's almost as if him and AJ may have actually went and practiced the steps before this match happened. And I'm assuming that's probably what happened because Cena's been out for a while. He's been up on the shelf. And he probably wasn't sure if he could do the dance the proper way. He didn't want to mess up in a big pay-per-view. AJ probably sat down, went over all the steps, step by step, like a specific match involving Triple H and The Rock a long time ago, it was like. So I have to give kudos to Cena, which I don't do often with reasons. We'll get to that another time, I'm sure. But this time he actually went in and he put in work. So does he deserve that 16-time title reign? Personally, I don't think so. I think him chasing it is a lot more interesting than him getting it. Because if you have him chase it a little bit more, worked a little bit harder to get there, I think it would have been much more appropriate then to give it to him. But he was chasing it for maybe, 2-3 months, got put out on the shelf, disappeared from TV, and then came back and was handed it. Personally, it kind of devalues the whole thing. Like, nobody involved truly wins here. Unless, of course, you're AJ, because then you get to walk away smiling with that big payoff because you had to put Cena over. So that's always a good thing. Always a good thing.
Okay. Thank you for that. Apologize for we having some echoes. Apologize for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so your thoughts, AJ versus Cena, which a lot of people were saying off the match of the night, it was better as a match of the year candidate against Kenny Omega and Okada from Wrestle Kingdom. What did you think?
I thought that it was a very good match, not a great match, just a good match. 3.5 stars at best. They wrestled the exact same match they wrestled from SummerSlam. I actually thought the SummerSlam match was better because what made the SummerSlam match so good was Cena was hitting all his stuff and it wasn't putting AJ away. So he kept trying to hit the AA from the top rope, also known as the avalanche attitude adjustment, and he tried to hit that move on 3 different occasions, and AJ kept getting out of it. And then when he finally hit AJ with the move, AJ still kicked out. And then Cena just had that look on his face like, damn, what do I got to do to beat this dude? Whereas in the Rumble match, they were, doing near falls. It built up. But, in the second match at Rumble, they were doing, false finishes 5 minutes into the match. They wrestled the same match. There's just the only difference was there was a little bit more diversity of the moves, Cena doing Code Red, AJ actually turning the STF into the calf crusher. The match was okay. It was a good match, but it's definitely not this all-time classic that people are saying it was. We've seen classic Rumble title defenses. Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit, Rumble 2003. Shawn Michaels, HBK, Last Man Standing. Just a few years ago, the triple threat with Cena, Rollins, Lesnar. Those were classic WWE title matches. This was just a very good match. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic. It was just good. And I think that this Omega-Okada thing is really exposing the difference between wrestling fans and WWE fans, because if you're a wrestling fan, when you hear about a great match, you should be happy regardless of what company it's in. But if you're a WWE fan, you get butthurt when you hear there's a great match that has got nothing to do with WWE. When Sasha Banks and Bayley had their match at NXT TakeOver, nobody questioned that was match of the year. The fans just accepted it. When DIY and The Revival had their match last year, nobody questioned that was the best match of the year. Now all of a sudden, Omega and Okada have the best match of the year, and literally every WWE, every NXT match, fans are trying to say, oh, this was better than Omega Okada. It's like these dudes are fucking triggered. Oh my God, there's actually something awesome going on. It's got nothing to do with WWE. Man, these fans are just they can't take it. They can't take the fact that there's a talent that could be just as good as guys in WWE. It's they don't know how to take it. But anyway, this match was good. I mean, they're both great matches, but I thought this match was just okay. I thought the ending was different, how Cena hit the AA and then he did the rollover into the second AA. That was different. We've never seen him do that before. That was cool.
Right.
But this match was okay. It was a good match. If I could give it a letter grade, it would be a B+. I thought their SummerSlam match was much better. And Bully Ray, I love you, Bully. You went to TNA, you recreated yourself. I really enjoyed your character. You came back to WWE. I didn't think WWE used you that right. They just made you and Devon tag team partners. I don't know what his status is. Sometimes people go on Twitter and they speak positively to remain in the good graces of people. Perhaps he's trying to get an agent job, a trainer job at the Performance Center. That's cool. But Bully Ray, he was going on Twitter saying that AJ and Cena from the Rumble have better psychology than Omega and Okada. If you truly believe that, man, I don't know what to tell you. Because here's the problem of wrestling, and I'm sorry, I'm going to end this rant really soon. The problem of wrestling, and every company is guilty of this. WWE's doing it, TNA's doing it, Ring of Honor's doing it. The whole point of having a finishing move, it's a finishing move. It's called finishing move for a reason. If you hit your finisher and you keep kicking out of it, then what's the fucking point? It's not a finisher. And every company is guilty of doing this. What made Omega Okada so good was Omega never even hit his finisher. The whole match, he was working on Okada's back and his neck. And in the go-home show to Wrestle Kingdom, he hit the one-wing angel through a table. Okada's back was so fucked up, it was like Okada knew if he got hit by the move, that was it. And because his back was so weak, his Rainmaker clothesline wasn't as effective as it would normally be. So instead of Omega kicking out of a finisher just for the sake of it, it made sense. That is psychology. Cena and AJ kicking out of finishers, that's not psychology. That's just a high spot for the sake of it. So it's like so many fans are just getting triggered. So when people are saying Omega and Okada was the best match ever, they're not talking about the match. They're talking about the psychology. Look, if there's psychology. Like, I don't want to sound like a teacher. I don't want to sound like an old man. The psychology of Omega Okada was great because Omega was doing everything he could to hit his finisher, and Okada was doing everything he could to not get hit by it. You know what I'm saying? But this match was cool. I mean, Cena AJ was cool. It was a good match. I have no problem with Cena tying the record because we've talked about it privately. We know Flair has way more than 16 titles anyway. Those are just the belts that WWE will acknowledge. So I think in reality, Flair's probably a 50 champion. I think Jerry Lawler has over 60 titles. So I don't know. But this match,
35, 40 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But this match was all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Phil, for giving details. With that, we're going to go back to the Rumble. It is time now for a Bleach Report, which, of course, we do every week. Bleach Report, reporting news that is crazy, that is wild, that make you say, oh, my gosh, stuff that you won't hear anywhere else. I want to read, I actually have two articles to read. Shout out to Babe Mel for sending me one of them. And shout out to one of our fans who sent me another one, too. Give me a second while I get to it. Okay, so a company in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, grows a mushroom that tastes like bacon once you cook it. Yes, I heard it right. Tucson, Arizona grows a mushroom that tastes like bacon once you cook it.
I only have one question about this mushroom. Do you get high as well while you're eating it? Because if so, then that is going to be the most legal bacon high that anyone could possibly ever have.
Well, how about we have you, Serge, try it out, and then you can let us know.
All right, let's take a trip.
So, yes, in Arizona, we'll get the article thing fed up. Okay, so this is a mushroom that captures the deliciousness of bacon. This is exactly what Sonorian Museum Company, LLC, has recently introduced into the marketplace. Here's a direct quote. It says, we have some vegans in the family, and we started thinking about how it would be good to have a meat alternative that tastes decent. So we started kicking around the idea of making a mushroom that tastes like bacon, says John Jacobs of Tucson, Arizona-based company. So they began experimenting by growing multiple strains of mushrooms. They started experimenting, growing multiple strains of the mushrooms, experimenting, and they end up producing, because of this, pink fungi that taste like bacon. Not really a mushroom fan, and mushrooms really don't have any taste, but definitely would try it. And if you want the mushroom company information, of course, they have their information, their email, and where to contact them at if you want to try the mushroom. So thank you, Dave Mel, for that.
I just want to know the process behind it, because if it's non-chemical based, that could be legit. If it's any chemical base in it, I'm not totally sure if it's something I trust. Just saying.
Yeah. That is something to think about trying, definitely.
And before I forget, hey, Toph.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to know, man, I enjoy our talks. I enjoy them a lot.
Do you have a bromance, Serg and Toph?
Lord.
Bromance, well, those are the things nowadays, bromance. I blame Brokeback Mountain. It started this.
Wow.
No. That's a whole nother type of bromance entirely, and we don't judge, but we're not a part of that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it is. With that, speaking of bros, breaking in, coming back from the dead, don't know where he was at. Saltine, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Was busy doing stuff. So sorry. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Yo, Saltine?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What's going on, Salt?
Hey.
Man, Saltine, the overall disdain and disappointment in your voice, you sound exactly like I did after I read the script for Dragon Ball Evolution. God bless you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
You sound like me and how I feel right now about this Power Rangers movie that's up and coming. I want it to be good, but I just know that that's how I'm going to sound after I watch that movie.
Man, the Power Rangers movie, thanks for bringing that up. The Power Rangers movie is like a reoccurring joke. I know it's been rumored for almost a decade now. I heard about that movie as early as 08, 09. Every year you keep hearing, oh, it's coming. Then I was told that it was finally a thing last year, and I just kind of ignored it. I was just kind of like, well, I'm not going to really give it any attention until I actually see a trailer. Then I think 2 weeks ago, someone sent me a link, and they showed me a picture of Goldar. Remember when you were 3 in kindergarten, they gave you Play-Doh, and you just make this really ugly castle, and they're like, oh, that's so nice. That's what Goldar looks like. He looks like, it's like if you took the biggest shit you ever imagined and made it gold. That's what Goldar looks like. Yeah, and then Alpha 5, he looks like a robot if a robot had Tourette's or something. I don't know what's up with this movie. And Rita, Rita, I don't really know what I can say about Rita. I mean, Rita's Rita.
She's hot, and that's all you need to say. She's hot, and that's all you can say. That's all you can say right now. She's hot. That's all I can say anyway.
My prediction is they're going to have Lord Zed be a black man. If that's the case, I'm going to lose it.
You know what? That may not be that bad a thing, though. And he might be cool like that.
Good. All right, guys. So, with the Power Rangers back to the Bleach Report. Real quick. Ever since your queen, you there?
The 16-time champ is here. Yo, I got what? Say something.
And just like that, she literally killed 16 puppies just from that line alone.
Oh, well, guess what? Too bad. So sad. Can't help you.
Oh, no, it works for me. I get to sweep them up, put them in the bag, and jump in Hudson. So we're good.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I told y'all, there's no reason for y'all to be all hot under the collar. You knew it was going to happen. I'm loving it. I love that match. That match was awesome. Even though, I was sitting on the edge of my seat the whole entire time.
Be glad you didn't fall, Ephesus Queen.
No, I didn't fall. I'm good. It was awesome. Cruiserweight match. I was so rooting for our hometown boy, Rich Swann. I just don't know what happened to Neville. He just went away and just got angry. He was an angry short man.
That's how it happens sometimes. Some people like that.
Yeah, Highlander. It happens. He said there can only be one. Man. You heard him. You heard when he stood at the top of the rampway. He screamed, "There can only be one," and he walked down the ring and he ended Swan, chopped off his head, and took his power. Walked away.
Yeah, it was cool. And Serge, I heard you talking about while I was in Giants about the match with Nia Jax and the Boss. The Boss, Sasha barely got anything in with her. She barely got anything, and she might have jumped on her back, held, put in a headlock. But other than that, Nia Jax had carried that match all the way, and beat her to an oblivion. And
so let me get this straight. Bayley has better matches against Nia Jax than Sasha does. That's hilarious.
Hey, I don't know. Well, with the knee and everything, I mean, I can understand that, but I don't know about that. And it's time for Charlotte to just go sit her ass down somewhere. I can't stand her.
To piggyback on what Queen is saying, I need to check my sources and see what's going on. I know that in the past, not recently, but Sasha has a bad habit of tweeting certain things on social media. A lot of times she'll just tweet on Twitter and she'll just say stuff like she misses NXT, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with feeling that way, but you can't tweet stuff like that when you're being pushed as a top female in the company, because it makes you come off as someone that's ungrateful, if you know what I'm saying. Like if you got a job and then your boss gives you a promotion and you're like, oh, I missed my other job, like, how's your boss going to take that? So I don't know if she's in the doghouse.
So the other little chick that used to hang with Naomi, because she complained the
Cameron?
same way. Yeah,
Cameron.
She was always like, I miss NXT. I want to go back down to NXT, this, that, and whatever. And it's from other people, other chicks that want to go back to NXT. Y'all need to stop complaining. Y'all done been brought up to the main stage. Why are you complaining? I don't understand.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
You want to get to the main stage, but then when you get up there, you can't handle the heat, and now you want to go back.
It's crazy because nowadays it seems like social media is getting people in trouble. It's like people are getting in trouble more on Twitter for the dirt sheets. One of those Revival dudes, I don't know which one, Dash and Dawson. I know like they had like some type of a few weeks ago. Well, I think it was like a month or so ago. They did that. It was like a gauntlet tag team match on SmackDown to determine the number one contenders. And people were tweeting at the Revival, and I think one of them said the top team isn't going to debut on a pointless gauntlet match or something. And I think like Bubba, Cody, Road Dogg, they all like tore them apart on Twitter. So sometimes when you post stuff on social media, you can get punished for it. So I don't know if Sasha's in the doghouse or if her being squashed was a punishment or what, I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, just to anyone listening out there, just be careful what you post out there.
Yeah, well, that's what please do.
Amen.
So with that, Saltine, real quick, because I know you just coming in. I know your sodium levels was a little low. You're back up to normal. Real quick, your thoughts of Reigns and Owens, Sasha and Charlotte, and AJ and Cena.
Well, I'm gonna say this: AJ and Cena was like the best match of the night. All was some good was at Royal Rumble, but not all was good. I would say the AJ and John Cena was a good match, very good match on the show. The Reigns and Kevin Owens, that was good too. They gave it their all too. I got mad respect for Kevin Owens putting all in line, because we already know that he's hardcore himself, and Roman Reigns gave it back to him, so much respect for that. The Sasha and Nyla Jax, just as plain squash match. I think something fishy about that. Yep. It's just something fishy. Like, why would she lose just straight up like that? That's just something weird.
Okay. All right, guys, got a couple more notes real quick before we get into the actual Rumble match. Second part of the Bleach Report. Give me a second. Gambler leaves casino to rob bank, comes back to the casino to gamble more, and got caught.
What the hell?
Yes.
What? Wow.
Oh,
rob the
snap.
casino and then go back to gamble at the same casino you robbed. Okay, that's
let me
to be on the world's dumbest
still.
criminals.
Yeah, actually, shout out to Baby Mel, got me into that show. That show was pretty funny, World's Dumbest Criminals and World's Dumbest Stories, period. 52-year-old, did he give him his name? They don't give his name out, but it says the 52-year-old man, I'm sorry, here goes in, Curry Johnson, 52-year-old man pleaded guilty to second-degree robbery and robbed a bank in Charleston, West Virginia, according to the Charleston Gazette-Journal. Authorities said Johnson was gambling at the Mardi Gras Casino in Nitro when he got up from the blackjack table and put a $25 chip to hold his spot. Johnson then went to a bank and gave a note to the teller saying he had a bomb and a weapon, according to the paper. Johnson left the bank with $5,000, only to go back to the casino and resume his blackjack game, according to the paper. Johnson was arrested the next day after detectives received an anonymous tip. After searching his residence, investigators found a yellow legal pad matching the paper that was used for used as the robbery note, as well as a hat similar to the one worn in the surveillance video. Detectives also found a large amount of money stuffed into Johnson's couch. They also recovered $500 of the stolen money from the same table where he had been playing blackjack. Shout out to you, Mr. Curry Johnson. You now will be serving between 5 to 18 years in prison.
Dummy.
Sorry.
Such a dummy.
Is there no smart criminals left in the world?
Nope. None.
No, nowadays people commit a crime and then they upload Facebook videos of them doing it. So.
See, exactly. I mean, 5-year-old me could have pulled a better heist than that and gotten away with it. Terrible.
Yes, it is. So, with all that being said, before we get to the Rumble, we'll take the last 30, 20 minutes to talk about the Rumble. Do you guys give out some notes? Shout out to my good old brother, Tony Elaine. I worked with him for over 10 years up CCBC. Today's his birthday, so I want to give him a birthday shout-out as well.
Is it
something we
birthday
did not
today?
cover. It is. Something we didn't meant to cover earlier is Pac-Man. The Pac-Man creator, yes, the Pac-Man video game creator passed away, I believe, a few days ago. So we got to give a condolences to him. And real quick, give out any Pac-Man memories. Saltine, Stomp with you. Your thoughts on any memories of Pac-Man?
Oh, Pac-Man. How could I, forget about Pac-Man? One of the first games I played with Mario and Marble Madness, and wow, it really helped me learn how to play games. I was playing it on the Commodore 64. Who remember the Commodore 64? Anyone? Please tell me.
We don't talk about those days. That's showing age.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, my sister had that game system, man. I was, playing the Commodore 64 with Pac-Man. That was great times. He really inspired us to learn how to play video games. He was like an innovator, and all the games he came out with, Miss Pac-Man, and other games he put out. It was just
Pac-Man
amazing.
Jr.
I'm glad. Huh?
I think Pac-Man Jr. wasn't it? Like
Pac-Man Jr. Yeah.
Pac-Man Jr.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Everybody. His name was Pac-Man Pioneer Masaya Nakamura. He was the founder of Namco as well. Namco Games, of course. Namco producing Pac-Man and other legendary games, the Tekken series, Tekken Fighter series,
Gallagher,
and so forth. So, Gallagher as well. Since you're Queen, you're next. Memories of Pac-Man.
My memories of playing Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man was down at Crazy John's on Baltimore Street.
Oh, boy. Hell yeah.
And then I walked away, never to be seen from again.
What? What did you say, sir? Wow.
What did you say? You said you walked away?
I walked away, never to be seen from again.
Okay. Oh, hey, do y'all guys remember the second floor that they used to have before they closed it down and it was just all the first floor?
Yeah, I remember that.
Actually, yeah. I do remember that.
Mhm. I mean, even though a second floor stayed empty, but they had a lot of games up there, and then they shut it down, and then I was like, I don't understand why and what for, and then they kept the first floor open. But that's my memories of playing that game. I would get that was one of the games that I actually could play very well besides Space Invaders. Yes, I do know games. I did play them back in the day. Arcade.
Hey, I ain't judging. I'm with you.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about my
oh, you mean general public?
Yeah. You know, Tekken.
I don't think there'll be any judging. I think nowadays there's so many female gamers that everybody is just like, oh yeah, that's very cool.
Mhm. Well, I'm much more into like wrestling and football and everything, and everybody looking at me like, what? You do this? You what?
Yeah, man. Anyone can be a girl gamer now. All you gotta do is just get a YouTube, get a Twitch, just show some cleavage and be like, hey guys, I'm a gamer.
Nope,
you'll have like
me.
10,000 views.
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me, man.
If I did play any other games, it would be my bestie got me a PS3, and I got the WWE 2K17. My other game that I used to love playing was Need for Speed. I had the steering wheel and the pedal for the game.
Yes, I love that.
Shout out!
I know what you're talking about.
Shout out to the Chuckster who was against Need for Speed is more towards Gran Turismo. But actually now you have
Let's see here.
Yeah, I played Gran Turismo too. I forgot all about that game.
What is the you got Forza now, which is really big as far as race car games. We do have some fan questions we gotta get to real quick. One for you, Toph.
I don't know where Tupac is. If that's the question, I don't know where Tupac is.
Yeah,
I do.
The fan just asked, Toph, I just saw the commercial for the new Chick-fil-A called The Space Between Us. Will your girlfriend be dragging you to see that movie too?
Let's see. She wants to see. What was that movie coming out soon? She's into like stuff like 50 Shades of Grey. Isn't there a new one coming out?
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, it's called like Part 2 or something.
Yeah. I already told her that if I ever saw her in that movie theater, I would probably like pay off a hitman to kill her. So we got that paid off pretty quickly, So.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay.
I wish I'd have been that smart.
Okay. So another fan question. We got Dominic. Shout out to my homeboy Dominic. He said, "Do y'all guys remember the arcade in East Point back in the day?"
Yes, I do.
Dear God, yes. Oh my God, that used to be the joint.
I never went out to East Point for that arcade.
That's a nice DLC. That's a nice DLC tech about like the rise and fall of arcades.
We're not going to talk about that right now. It hurts too much. Because then I have to remember that place downtown. I don't know if anybody else remembers this. There was a place downtown that used to be a pizza shop, and it also had this huge-ass arcade part of the building. So you'd walk in, and it was like a small little pizza shop, and there was another doorway right inside the pizza shop.
Sir.
And I can't remember the name of it.
I think I remember that.
Jones is.
Let me see, Tech.
Probably.
No, it was two of them. It's another one. It was another one that was further down Baltimore Street. That was on the block.
On the block.
Let me see, Tech. Personally, man, I always thought Miss Pac-Man was a hoe, but Pac-Man was cool.
Oh, yeah, she was. They always called her that.
So I actually remember watching
fired.
I remember watching this documentary back when G4 was relevant. Rest in peace, G4. And it was like a special about this dude, the first guy to actually beat Pac-Man. He was like an arcade. He had like $10 worth of quarters, and he just stood there and just beat the game. I remember he said like towards the end, it wasn't even a maze. It was just a bunch of code and stuff. Sounds like some Matrix Illuminati stuff, but It's on YouTube somewhere, I think.
I actually remember that interview. He was sitting there talking about all the hiding spots, the patterns, and everything. I was like, wow. Didn't know Pac-Man was that in depth.
To the arcade, I want to give a shout out to the Westview, old school Westview, not that strip mall. The old school Westview Mall arcade. They used to have right across from the penny fountain. Anybody remembers that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that. It used to be the penny fountain. You had the arcade. Next to it was like a hat store that my cousin D. I used to go into all the time. So that good old days.
That's how you can tell how old you
are. Right around the corner. And right around the corner was what was that? KV Toys.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, KV Toys. And that dirty old movie theater, Diamond Cinema, that got shut down because of the health inspection having rats and roaches and whatnot.
Yeah. Then United Artists, they changed it, I think, too.
Yeah, United Artists.
Oh, who remembers the Harbor
Tech,
View?
stop giving Jay-Z ideas, man.
Anybody remember Harbor View?
Harbor View.
Harbor View? The Harbor movies. Down on, not too far from, where you used to work at, Tech?
Yeah. Yeah, it was practically almost next door to it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, where I worked at.
But then changed into a college now.
Yeah.
Quarters never meant so much.
No, it used to be so off the hook until you would get up there, they would have fights. Black people didn't know how to act. You were in there smoking weed, carrying guns, trampling over pregnant women. Dude,
well, you know about weed Afrocentric Queen?
What?
You know about weed Afrocentric Queen?
I'm hip to the game, Stevie. I'm not that crazy, okay?
Wait a minute.
And not funny, Serge. Not funny at all.
Oh, wait a minute. We got a fan named Bobby said, flashbacks. Shout out to Bob's Big Boy and Howard Johnson.
Wow.
That's...
Oh, man.
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
Yep.
Don't they still have one up on Ricestown Road? They used to have one up on Ricestown Road.
The movie?
It's still up there.
Is it still up there? Okay.
The movie theater?
No,
not the movie theater.
Howard Johnson is the hotel. The
motel.
It ain't a hotel. It's a motel.
Yeah, the hotel, right. And,
motel.
No. Miss Afrocentric Queen, it's technically not a motel. It's a hotel. That's what it is. Just like the Ramada and on Ricestown Road is a hotel.
But it wasn't truck stop hotel near Elgin City.
Hey guys, what's the name of the hotel that was, the motel, the Rat Hole that was on North Avenue?
Which one? You're gonna have to be more specific.
Oh, the one that's right down there near the bridge. Right when you come across the bridge, it's like right there.
That one. I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
And you guys are just giving Rockstar ideas for the next Grand Theft Auto. Y'all better copyright this stuff.
I'm already doing it. I'm doing it right now as we speak.
to any fan that tweets me or DMs me or DMs any of us that tells us the name to that hotel that's off the bridge over near North Avenue, we will keep you anonymous. We will not mention your name. We don't want anything to be going out.
Shout out to the Econo Lodge too.
Yep.
They still had them around.
Econo Lodge.
Yeah. The Econo Lodge. Yep.
Probably late some places. Yeah.
And it was one that was up in Ricestown. Oh Lord.
Oh yeah.
Randy Orton just booted.
Somebody just DM'd me and said, horn and horn.
Horn and horn.
What?
Yeah, on the hill, Luskin Hill. Yep. That was Luskin Hill.
Back to wrestling real quick. Shout out to Jermaine who just said that Cena did top Flair 16-time champion, but technically Flair did say that he's a 21-time champ. That includes his mid-Atlantic titles. Why hasn't WWE acknowledged this? Flair has been on record.
Okay.
Oh my God! I totally forgot about that. Holy shit,
there's a lot of stuff.
He's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff WWE does. They do a lot of low-key stuff. Like one thing that was brought to my attention was Chris Jericho. Now he's a Grand Slam, and I was like, when did he become a Grand Slam? And it turns out, like I think a year ago or 2 years ago, they actually changed the requirements needed to be a Grand Slam. So they acknowledge or not acknowledge depending on what's convenient to whatever they're doing at the time, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I said, Jerry Lawler has over 35-plus title reigns. They never mention how many titles that Jeff Jarrett has as well. So it is, they never recognize Rick Martel being a former World Heavyweight champion, neither did Kurt Hennig. So, like I said, all depends on to what they want. Shout out to fan on Twitter, Music in My Brain. Said, I love the show. Super Pride, nastiest market ever. Forgot about Super Pride.
Yeah, down the bridge where I live at, yeah. In the one on Libby Road. Libby Road near that school. That's where Save-A-Lot at, or one of them.
Shout out to Save-A-Lot. And them Save-A-Lot bags.
Well,
to Mama Tack and my Aunt Rose. Remember those Save-A-Lot trips? And those very sturdy. Them bags come in handy, too. Definitely come in handy. Okay, couple of fans tweeted me. Music in My Brain. A couple other fans DM'd me and said, Shane McMahon names the 6 SmackDown Live Elimination Chamber competitors, which consist of Captain Full Cage John Cena, AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, and The Miz and Dean Ambrose.
So same people we've been seeing the whole time.
Wait, could you name those participants again, please?
Okay, Captain Full Cage John Cena, AJ Styles with his great hair, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, or as we call it's so called on Fulton from the Mighty Ducks, The Miz, and Dean Ambrose.
Okay, thanks.
Wait. So, how did that come to be?
Toph, real quick, tell him about how he got called Fulton from the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, because Baron Corbin looks like Fulton for the Mighty Ducks.
Seriously?
Like literally?
Seriously?
Yeah. Look at Fulton from Mighty Ducks, and then look at Baron Corbin. It's like he grew up.
You know what? I just got through the door like 10 minutes ago. Let me pull up my computer.
Yeah. Apparently, he gets shit for it all the time on Twitter. I don't even use Twitter. I tweeted Baron Corbin a picture of Fulton from Mighty Ducks, and he blocked me. So I guess he takes it personal.
We got somebody who blocked us.
As a segue, I'm glad you said that, Toph. As a segue, let's start off with this. So, a WWE multiple champion who commentates on SmackDown Live now had blocked us as well. Saltine, go ahead and give your thoughts report on that.
All right, everyone knows that JBL is a ripper, so we know how he is, how he bullied people and everything. So what he did was he tweeted out something for NXT, for the tag team champions that are now currently in NXT, and like he had on his tab porn pictures. It'll say somebody new. What was the girl name, Tech? Some girl name?
I forgot. I'll give you the name. Somebody definitely give us the name.
All right. So he was looking for new pictures. What we did was, joke around with him and everything. So Tech said what he said, and I said what he said. Why I said, I was like, JBL having a little enjoying that, and then I had him doing the Texas two-step gift, and then he blocked us. So I'm like, he can't take a rib? I mean, come on, like, get out of here. Like, he's the biggest ribber, and he can't take a rib? Like, yo, what the fuck? And I promise if I ever came in contact with his ass.
So JBL done blocked us now.
Yeah, he blocked us because we joked.
So he had a tab for porn on his thing?
Yeah, he was looking for new.
What it is. Hold on.
Isn't he married?
No, man.
Yeah, don't mean nothing.
Anyways.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. And someone actually has the. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you the. I'm trying to get the name because I have the picture. Okay,
I thought it was a Japanese name, wasn't it?
Yes. The name is Katka Kiptova. It's Katka is the first name. Last name Kyptova. That's what was on his tab. It was nude and then that name. And of course, it's Google Images. It's not anything. It's bottom waist up. But very muscular chick, female face, but has a muscular. Literally, if you look from the neck down, you'd think it was a man. It's a muscular body, like John Cena, but a female face. So of course, the tweet that happened.
So we got a China Phoenix.
Well, China looks way more feminine than she does. Yeah, this woman has veins and everything.
So
when we did the tweet,
JBL
said,
doing
hey,
some Brokeback Mountain?
Right. So what we did was the tweet is that at Royal Rumble, it would be JBL versus his browser history. Saltine posted a tweet of some dance.
I remember when you posted
man.
that.
Dude, I just Googled a picture of her, man. She looks like Broly from Dragon Ball Z. Fuck.
Yeah.
Can somebody tell me why James Ellsworth looked like he just stepped out of a bad rap video?
Because
he is a bad rapper.
That's the only answer, is just because yes. Because now you're using Ellsworth the way you need to be. Take him out of the title picture and make him a joke. That's what he is.
Well, that's what he's been. He's been a joke. Sorry.
Yeah, but he was a joke that made it into the title picture. Let's be real. That shouldn't have happened.
What shouldn't have happened? Yeah, there you go. What shouldn't have happened?
Never existed. Clean play.
And still don't exist.
So shout out to JBL for blocking this. I know Joe Cronin. Shout out to Joe Cronin, who I forgot who he said blocked him in WWE, but okay, it happens.
Guys, a couple of other people that blocked us, Tech?
Oh, and Toph?
Oh, Meltzer. Dave Meltzer, but I mean, he's not a fool. It's Dave Meltzer. He makes these predictions that tomorrow the sun will come out. Tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, and now breaking news: Raw's going to be 3 hours next week. Okay, yeah. So Meltzer, but it's nothing new. Actually, Toph, I think was it you, Toph, or was it Gil Mills said Austin blocked him because he wanted to ask Austin a question. It wasn't anything. It was a basic question about his WCW days. It wasn't any. He sent me the screenshots. So I don't know if a lot of times with these guys, they may not necessarily run their Twitter account. They can have somebody else run it. So I don't know what happens. But JBL, you should be careful with your browser history. Please, if you're going to send screenshots in public or put it up on social media, please be aware of what you have. Close the tab out. You could just easily right-click and hit undo close tab. It's not really that hard at all.
Thing is, that was his fault. He shouldn't have had it up there, and then it wouldn't have been placed up on the Titantron, and then they wouldn't be getting memed and whatever else, and ribbed and all that other stuff. So that was his fault.
Okay. So,
don't be
guys,
doing extracurricular activities at work.
Okay, guys. So we have 12 minutes left of the show. We got to go very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this. But the Royal Rumble, the Rumble match itself.